Hi everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and today we're going to look at mastering keys in the key of C major, level 1 mastering keys on the mandolin. So let's take a look and I'll show you how it works. So today we're going to use this mastering keys free checklist that I have. If you want to pick one up to download it, go to the Fretboard Toolbox website, go to free tools, and then click on mastering keys checklist, and then you can just click on that picture right here and you'll have it. And we're also going to use my essential mandolin book and my complete mandolin book today. So let's take a look at the key of C major, which is where we're going to start. So these big ideas are the three big ideas that we'll learn in the key of C, G, D, A, E major, plus A, and E minor, A minor and E minor. And today we're going to just start with the key of C major. So for those three big ideas, you're going to want to know one, what are the chords that make up the key? The 6 main chords that make up the key. And that's the 1 through 6 chords. And I want you to learn those Roman numerals because they're super helpful. And as you play those, I want you to check yourself off for how well can you play them. From noper, can't do it, to yepper, I totally got it. And I also want you to pay attention to those Roman numerals so that if I say it's a 1, 4, 5 song, or it's a 1, 5, 4, or 1, 6, 4, 5, that you're like, oh, okay, I know what he's talking about. And that takes a little bit of time for sure. So you want to know the chords, you want to know those Roman numerals. Ignore this chord. This is a flat 7. In real music theory, it's a diminished chord and it's not played very often. So we're just going to focus on those main 6. But I also want you to pay attention to what notes make up the chords, because that's the thing that opened up the fretboard for me, is learning these. And then you don't think about it every time you play, but it really helps you build those shapes. So to be able to see those 6 chords, I want you to, you can take a look at the essential book here, and you can see a C major can be played like this. That's G, E, C, E. I can play it like this. That's C, E, C, skipping a G. I can play it up here like this. So once you know those notes that make up the chord, you can find those shapes all up and down the fretboard, and it's really cool. And then I want you to know a 4 chord, or you can play it like this, or this. But on those last 2, not playing the E string, because that's not one of the notes in my chord. You can also play this. And add that A in there to get all 3 of those chord tones, the F, A, and C, or the 1, 3, and 5. And then for G major, your first G major would probably look like this. And it's that shape because that's open G, open D, B, G. And I can play it here, I can play it here. That big bluegrass chop chord is D, G, B, G. So again, like being able to see those is huge. And then for the minor chords, learning my 2, 3, and 6 chords. So the 2 chord is a D minor. If I want to have it ring out, I can play it like this. And that's A, D, A, F. I could play these guys. If I want to kind of chop it and not play, I'm muting the first string. So that's A, D, F. So you can see those shapes all up and down again, and the patterns all repeat, which is huge. If I want to play an E minor, I could leave G open and play E, B, G like this. I could throw this B on. I could play B, G, E. So like I would just pause on some of these fretboards and see how many shapes you can find up there, because that's where really cool stuff starts to happen. And then for A minor, it's A, C, E notes. Here's a common one, A, E, C, A. I could play A, E, C and let that E ring out because that is part of the A minor chord. So finding those shapes, absolutely huge. The second big idea is chord progressions. So I want you to be able to see, like in the key of C, what are some common ways to arrange those 6 chords? And there's a whole bunch of them. And practicing playing along with those is huge. And if you want to play along with some free jam tracks, go to the Fretboard Toolbox website. Click on Tracks and Tab and 200 free jam tracks, and then you've got those basic chord progressions in the key of G, A, C, D, E, and F. And it'll tell you what essential or complete pages to play if you want to follow along with the toolbox. But once you click those, then it's me playing through these things on guitar at 4 different speeds each. And it'll tell you majoring scales to use and notes that make up the chords and cool stuff to listen for. But playing along with these jam tracks is going to be one of the biggest things you can do to improve your playing. It's really done a ton for me. And then we've got so we have chord progressions, and then the third big idea is scales. And the 2 main scales to learn are the major scale and the major pentatonic scale. And notice how similar they are. This is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and this is C, D, E, G, A. So it just skips the F and skips the B. And that's all a major pentatonic scale is. It takes away the 4 and the 7 note out of a major scale. So if you want to see that up here, everything in white is the major scale, and everything that's underlined is the major pentatonic, and that's how the convention I use in all my books. For me, though, it's a little easier to see the scales. It's a little cleaner to see the scales on a complete edition, and it gives me all of the major scales and relative minor and blues scales. So if I click on the key of C, I know the chords, I know those 6 chords, I know the Roman numerals, I know the notes that make up the chords, I know some common chord progressions, and then here's the place where you can just play. This is the little playground, and everything here in white boxes is in the major scale. So to go from C to C, I could play it like this. Or this C to this C, I could play. So again, I would pause that and just start playing around and see what happens when you're playing those major scale notes. And you can do that with the jam tracks for free. And then all sorts of cool ideas start to come out. And not in a day, maybe not in 30 days like a lot of folks will try to sell you, but put in some time in there and you'll definitely start seeing some changes. So if you want to learn more about fretboard toolboxes, you can go to the Fretboard Toolbox website, go to pick your instrument, and I've got books set up just like this for all these different instruments. And for any of those instruments, you can click on it. Be sure to click Essential versus Complete books. That's the most common question I get asked. And be sure to check out the print versus ebook options. And if you click Look Inside on any of my books, you can have all the instructions for free and the key of G major pages. So you can kind of play along with it and see if you find it useful. And if you do find it useful, you'll probably want to pick up one of the books. And if you don't find it useful, you'll be really glad you didn't buy one. So anyways, I hope you found something useful today, and I'll be back on more Fretboard Fridays with more videos on more of my favorite instruments. Thanks for stopping by.